everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am participating in 2 collabs, so I'm actually killing 2 birds with 1 stone this time. The 2 collabs just happen to be, you know, pretty much the same thing. The first one is created by the Creative Arts Collaboration, and this month the project was hashtag Trash to Treasure, where you just, you know, upcycle something and give it new life. Now the second one I'm participating in is from Diane from Once Upon a Storage. She has a great YouTube channel and she is hosting this collab, and it is called Free IY. Take any rescued item or whatever project you do should cost you $0. So what my project is today is like a burlap covered message board or note board or photo clip or something. Not exactly sure what the end result is going to be, but this project cost me $0. I did purchase some burlap months ago, so long ago I don't even remember when or where, but let me go ahead and show you what the base of the project is. The first thing is just a piece of foam board. You can purchase these at Dollar Tree, but I just had this piece of foam board from something leftover project. And this is the burlap I'm referring to. I bought this roll from somewhere, you know, I don't even remember where. This is what it looked like. And so I'm going to cover that foam board with some burlap. And what I may end up doing is painting this foam board brown just to kind of disguise it a little bit, just because the white might show through the burlap. And then you'll also need a couple cereal boxes. Now the purpose of the cereal boxes is that I'm going to cut these cereal boxes into strips and make these wood planks. I'm going to show you just a quick little sample of what I'm talking about. Now, due to time restraint purposes, I cannot show you how to do this whole procedure, and there's no reason for me to reinvent a tutorial that is already on YouTube, and it's great. So I'm going to put a link below to May Made It, is where I learned this technique, and she did a wonderful job and did a really cute project making these little cardboard wooden planks like this. Kind of looks like shiplap or barn wood or whatever. Now, one thing that she may or may not have mentioned in her video, and that I have found that I like, is I use a couple different, 2 or 3 different cereal boxes, because it gives a different look. You know, some lighter, some cardboard is brown and some is gray, and it just kind of gives it that aged look. Let me show you real quick a project I did a couple months ago, and this is just an old canvas that I hot glued these strips to give it that aged wood look. And this was just some but I love the look of that, and in that link below she will show you how to make these little wood planks and make the little nail holes and things like that. And she will show you that she did use any kind of brown ink pad, and I use the same one she does. The Tim Holtz Distressed Ink Vintage Photo is the one we use. So now what I need to do is just go ahead and decide how big I want my message board to be, kind of rectangle, and hang vertically. And then I need to cut my cereal boxes into strips and then ink them up. Okay, I went ahead and trimmed up my foam board, and I decided to go ahead and make it 14 by 23. I forgot I needed to make allowance for the frame, and also depends on the width of your burlap. My burlap is about 26 inches, and that will be perfect to wrap around it. Now my foam board is white, and it's showing through a little more than I want it to, so I'm just going to kind of knock the stark off a little bit and do just a thin coat on the front with this khaki color, and then that way it'll kind of blend in a little better. Okay, I'm waiting on my foam board to dry, and I went ahead and cut my cereal boxes up. I want my frame to only be 2 inches wide, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them into 1-inch strips, because I may mix the light and the dark together all the way around the board. That's how I want it to look. When I get back with you, I'll have my strips cut and inked up, and I'll be ready for the burlap. Okay, my board is dry enough, and I went ahead and cut my burlap about 2 inches longer than my board, and I'm going to put it face down on my burlap. And I went ahead and decided to paint the other side, because once I wrote these numbers down in marker, I realized I may not have could have covered them up with that thin coat of paint. So now I've just got about a 2-inch edge going all the way around, and very carefully I'm going to hot glue it, attach it all the way around. It hot glues very well together. Just be careful, because the glue does kind of seep through the burlap. Let me show you the front, and it really made a huge difference, me just, you know, doing that thin coat of khaki paint underneath it. So it just kind of just blends all in. Is perfect. This is the time that you are going to want to maybe embellish it some before you put the frame on there, because you really can't do it afterwards, because I'm actually hot gluing the frame onto the burlap. Now I forgot I had this little antique lace from the dollar spot up in my stash, and I think what I'm going to do is kind of divide it off into thirds and put 2 strips around my board. Kind of one, you know, about 1/3 of the way down and one about 2/3 of the way down, and divide it up into 3 sections to kind of break up the solid sheet of burlap. Now I went ahead and put 1 dot of glue in the center of each strip just for some strength if I decide to clip up some pictures or something on there. And so now I have the task of mix and matching these little strips to create my frame. I'm going to do 2 wide all the way around, and let me show you how I'm going to do the corner of it. I'm just going to butt the corners up like this. I'm not going to miter the corners or anything, and to give it even more of a rustic look, you know, 2 by 2 like that all the way around the burlap. Just going to hot glue it right on top. And then in the corners, this was something I acquired from a craft swap or something. This little lace flower thing I thought would just go perfect with it, and so I'm going to embellish the corner, and then I may take some of my scrap burlap and kind of twist up a little rosette or something to add to it and put over there in the corner, or find something to add to the corner of the frame. To show you how I made my little rustic rosettes that I'm going to put in the corner of my frame, I just took a piece of scrap burlap about 12 inches by 4 inches, something like that, fold it in half, and even though it's raggedy on the edges, it doesn't matter, because that's going to be the end of it. And I'm just going to put it between 2 fingers, and then I'm going to wrap it around 3 fingers. It's just somewhere, just put it between your fingers and wrap it around, and it's going to be shedding a little bit, but that's the way burlap does. And then you're just going to squeeze the bottom of it, and then just go in there and just kind of twist the inside of the little rose, and it'll just make like a little rosette, something like that. But just keep it held together, and then get it held together long enough to get it hot glued in place. Okay friends, this is my trash to treasure for April and my free DIY project. I'm gonna move in a little closer. You can see this cost me $0, but even if you were to go buy the stuff, it wouldn't cost you but just a few dollars for the burlap. And this corner right here, I just looped up some lace and some kind of jute twine to kind of fill in where the little burlap rosettes were. Now I can clip some different pictures, and the whole thing can be used as a little thumbtack board. So there you go. I'm pretty pleased with it. I think it's pretty cute. So I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure and check out the other participants listed below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.